prices are rising again on homes or on cars. So actually, this is the time to buy. So the marketer has to figure out who's his target market, what are the resistance factors, and how do you overcome them? And we have some answers to that.
Professor, we're going to have to take another short break, but do stay tuned with us. Hi, welcome back. You're with me, Rizal Zokapli, and we're talking to Professor Philip Kotler on Tamu Awani. So, Professor, how do you create new markets? You said just now that you should probably companies should look at poor people as a new market. Would that be?
Well, that's what microfinance is. I mean, microfinance is noticing that a lot of people have entrepreneurial characteristics. They're poor. They would love to have something to do with their lives, and you say, I'll lend you $15 and you can buy a cell phone, and you're living in a village and you can sell one phone call at a time, and if you're successful you'll probably buy another phone. In fact, you may even end up with several villages and women working for you, and that's one way we've been doing this to bring people back into the economy. There's a very famous economist in South America who said people remain poor not because they don't have assets, but the assets are not recognized by the law. For example, some people squat on land. It's almost theirs. No one's pushing them away. If that could be looked at as having property value belonging to that person, they'd have collateral to start borrowing money for other things. And so there's a lot of new things going on in this issue.
How do you maintain demand in times of crisis and maybe create new needs?
Well, of course, companies are always looking at the problems people are trying to solve. Maybe you might look. We want to cure cancer. We want to create more education in people. So look at some of the inventions. Let's take the education thing. Today there is in Belgium a program called a one-day MBA. 2,000 people sign up, and it's done 3 or 4 times a year. Now, they're not getting a genuine MBA. But this is an approach that will educate more people faster than depending on only those who can afford to spend a year or two in school at a high cost. Why can't we mass distribute education? Now, you know, distance learning is something like that. We say anyone can sign up and learn anything they want, staying at home and taking exams and reading material. Why don't we use TV as an educational medium? Why? Well, we have the Discovery Channel and the History Channel, and a lot of people watch that. But we could even have education delivered with a more technical form to it. For example, give me the time on TV, and I will educate everyone who wants to watch at no charge on how to become a marketing thinker and how to develop new ideas and programs. So I think there's a lot of opportunities always. And in a recession, the opportunities actually grow because people have more problems, so there are more problems to be solved.
You've mentioned also about the Zeltman ZMAT technique. Could you please explain to us, what that is all about?
Well, it's more than that technique, but it fits into the idea that we are learning from brain research, that is wiring people, so we could measure what lights up in their brain, that different parts of the brain light up with different stimuli, which really means that a lot of the decision-making is really neural and unconscious. So how do we penetrate beyond what people say is the reason for buying something? In fact, a lot of reasons people give are rationalizations. Ask a person, why did you buy that Mercedes?
He'd probably say, oh, I probably have to use it to go to the office.
Well, he's even more discreet. He says, it's a very well-made car, and I think I would like the best-made car. Later on, as you talk to him, he says, yeah, well, I make a better impression on people. They think higher of me if I drive a Mercedes. Now, that's why we can't go far enough just asking people for attitudes. We've got to start it. Now, ZMET is one technique. ZMET is based on the notion that there are very deep metaphors in our thinking, and that if you can capture through what we call customer insight the metaphor that is actually affecting decision making, you can do a better job. Small example. When people go to a hospital, they don't like it generally, not only because they have a problem, but because they're in a box, basically. The room is small, the hospital is dark, they lost all control over their lives. Can you, so the metaphor underneath it is, I'm in a container and it's oppressing me. Can you redesign a hospital to be an open container where more control is there, brighter colors, friendlier people? So the metaphor of a bad box that you're in becomes a metaphor for an open field where you can explore and enjoy.
Okay, so it taps into the subconscious mind of the consumers instead of asking them questions directly and...
Yes, right? Yes. It's a deeper way to get inside the forces of behavior that are not apparent to the person himself or herself.
Is this technique new, or is it been around for quite a while?
Gerald Zaltman, who's a professor at Harvard, developed it about 5 years ago, and he is a consultant now and has applied it to many, many companies. P&G is very happy with what he's been finding out about just the use of toothpaste and the meaning of shampoo in deeper terms. And other consulting firms are able to use similar techniques.
Your new book, your book, Chaotic.
Yes.
Just tell us about your book.